Welcome to Cambria's kitchen. We are gonna spend the day in this kitchen. Actually, we're gonna head out to the farm. We're gonna go to the apple farm. We're gonna go get a bunch of produce so that we can spend the day making a ton of fall recipes that I wrote down. My nieces put these little sticky things all over it. But I know it's August, but I just am feeling the fall in my soul. So we're still enjoying summer, but we're gonna make some cozy, delicious fall recipes so that we can even just be, we can try some things out before this season and figure out our favorite recipes. So on the menu, we're gonna make multiple soups. So we're basically gonna be meal prepping just a bunch of yummy, cozy meals. So we're doing a roasted tomato soup, celery root and apple soup, a kale and white bean soup, and then a Kabocha squash soup. We're doing roasted applesauce. I've never done that before. And then we're gonna do a pumpkin spice chia pudding. So I'm really excited to meal prep all this deliciousness. So let's go to the farm. Let's go get all of the things that we need. And it's gonna be so cute because it's such a cute thing to do. So let's go to the farm and the apple farm and all the farms. This is my favorite tomato soup. If you are on the hunt for a good one, your search literally ends here because I cannot explain how decadent, easy, and simple and rich this soup is. You're gonna need 2.5 pounds of tomatoes and then 2 teaspoons of fresh oregano, or you can use dried. I didn't measure, I just sprinkled it on top, with 2 stalks of celery, 1 medium onion, just chop it up and throw it onto your sheet pan along with everything else. 4 medium carrots, or you just want to use like 8 ounces of carrots. So I think I measured them here. And then olive oil, 1 head of garlic. You're gonna cut the head of like the top of it off, you know what I'm saying? And then just a little olive oil in there and then wrap it up in some foil. Throw on some salt, pepper, and then you're gonna stick it in the oven at 400 degrees for about an hour. Usually mine takes like 50 minutes. I just sort of keep an eye on everything. And now we're gonna get started on the next soup while that bakes. This is a kale and white bean soup with rosemary oil. Such a simple soup and yet bursting with flavor. It's so good. So to your pot, you want to add in 8 cups of bone broth and then throw everything else in. So I did 2 cans of cannelini beans, 7 peeled garlic cloves, a little bit of Parmesan rind, as much as you want. You could do like 2 inches. I did a little bit more, like however many pieces that you have of it. And then 5 sprigs of fresh rosemary, a bay leaf, 2 cups of water, and then I prepped out my kale. And in the meantime, I did take the olive oil and let that kind of infuse with the rosemary and then added that in at the very end. So while that's simmering, I just finished my tomato soup. So I went ahead and added everything, all the roasted veggies into my blender, and then you have the most decadent soup ever. It's delicious. So after that was done simmering, I decided to add in some sausage just to make it a little bit more hearty, add a little bit of extra protein, and this turned out so phenomenal. The flavors are so simple yet so delicious, and I just love how all these recipes turned out. You're gonna love them. I cooked from a book called Eating from the Ground Up, so I will leave that in the description. And then for the roasted applesauce, I just did a little bit of lemon juice, a little bit of maple syrup, and then I did about 4 pounds of Gravenstein apples along with 2 tablespoons of butter, and then into the oven at 350 for about an hour. Now we're gonna move on to our Kabocha squash soup. I chopped up all of our ingredients, our Kabocha squash, our cabbage, our ginger, all that kind of good stuff. I soaked some seaweed in water. I will leave all the detailed recipe in the description box. And it's just a lot of chopping, but it's so simple. Like the ingredients, everything is really simple, so it's not intimidating at all, but it's so complex in flavor. In the meantime, I literally threw all of those ingredients into the pot, and then I just simply mixed together some coconut milk and some miso paste, and then let it simmer for about 12 minutes. let's do an official taste test because I can't wait to try this. This is like one of the most simple dishes I've ever made, unlike anything I've ever made before. So it's such a beautiful color too, the purple. That is so simple and so incredible, and it's so beautiful too. Pull our apples out and finish making our applesauce. We're doing the tomato soup for dinner. Looks honestly incredible. Oh my gosh, I forgot to show you the final product.
This is insane.
It's insane, huh?
Whoa.
Yeah.
This is very good.
Yeah, out of this world.
So good.
Look at our beautiful soup. Gorgeous soup. This is comfort food to the max. The kind of food that you have to close your eyes and eat it. It's out of this world. Okay, it's the next day and we just made our applesauce. I used the immersion blender, which was so easy to do. And if you've never made roasted applesauce before, I had never, this is your sign to do it because it is delicious. The flavor is outstanding. And when you cook apples, actually, if you didn't know, it breaks down the cell wall and it makes the pectin more bioavailable. So that's the fiber that's in the apples. And it is so good for driving butyrate production in the gut, which butyrate's a short chain fatty acid that really helps your gut. And it is so good for your gut, so good on loving on your gut. And we're gonna make another gut friendly recipe right now. We're gonna make a chai. It's not chia seed. So I was gonna say chai chia seed, but it's actually basil seeds. They're actually more high in potassium, fiber. They're basically like chia seeds, like gone crazy because they're just even more nutrient dense than chia seeds. And we're gonna add in a few things to make it even more nourishing and good. So we're gonna make that right now and then make a couple other recipes to finish off all the recipes that I want to make. I was gonna say chia, it's not chia. Basil seed pudding with our secret ingredient, which is our colostrum, our armor colostrum. And I have to say, I got my progesterone results back. It's the highest it's ever been. And I was thinking about it because I did my GI map recently too. I've done a few of them now, and this one came back the best that it's ever been. Everything looked so good, so healthy, in the green, absolutely beautiful. And if there's one piece of advice I wish I could have given my former self, who was so lost and confused on what to do with her hormones. My skin was breaking out, my gut was bloated all the time. It felt like everything that I ate made me feel bloated and gave me pain, exhausted, my hair was falling out, like everything. I wish I could go back and tell my former self to just focus on making healthy cells. Don't chase hormones, don't chase all these different things. Just focus on giving your cells the two things that they need. That is nutrients and strengthening them to be able to defend themselves against things that want to hurt them, like the toxins in our world. You know, we hear that word, but that's really just what it comes down to. We're all going to face toxins and all of our cells need nutrients. So if you just give your cells nutrients and protection, which is literally the very thing that this does, I've seen the biggest difference in my baby hairs, in my skin, in my gut. Like, this is not just a viral product. This is something that I put my stamp of approval on because it works by strengthening your gut barrier. And it does that with the over 400 different bioactive nutrients. One of those things, just one of those things, including antibodies, which is going to help strengthen your body to against the things that are trying to hurt it. And what happens when we have a weak gut barrier, which so many people walk around with so many different issues, and it's really just their gut barrier needs TLC, because everything's trying to break down our barrier in the world that we live in. So if you just give your body literally what it needs, which is why I take this, and I've taken this for years now. And again, my gut test, I was just like, I cried because I've struggled for so long, and I finally found something that works because it's such a unique food. It's not another supplement. This is a food that's been around forever. God made it the first food of life. And because it's the first food of life, it's so nutrient dense. So you're getting those peptides, which are building blocks. You're getting antioxidants, which if we have too many free radicals and not enough antioxidants, there's going to be a lot of oxidative stress, which is just cell damage. That's all that means. So this is what I've been taking for years now. I love Armor Colostrum so much. And what makes them different is their cold chain technology, which really helps to preserve the nutrients because they use low pasteurization technology so that you're going to have all of the nutrients be bioavailable, which is what's so important. And they source from US grass-fed family farms. So tryarmor.com/Cambria. You're going to get 15% off of your first order. I completely changed my life with it, and you're going to build and make healthy cells by strengthening your gut barrier. And what happens when you do that is things that were formerly leaking out into the bloodstream, what that does is it can cause inflammation. And now they're doing so many incredible fertility studies when it comes to the immune system, inflammation, when it comes to implantation and pregnancy. It is incredible. I just love learning all of this because everything comes down to making healthy cells, and you can transform your whole health with that because it starts at the cells. So that's what this does, is it's basically like a little cellular architect that comes in and rebuilds everything so that you have a nice, strong, beautiful building, because healthy cells make healthy tissues, which make up our organs. Those tissues make up our organs. Now we have a better working organ system and you have a healthier organism. And that is what has completely changed my life, is focusing on making healthy cells. That's the one thing I do for my immune system every single day. I sneak it into my little puddings. I put it in my smoothies. I'll put it in anything that's cold. So this is done. We're just gonna wait for that to set up and get nice and thick overnight, and then we'll have that ready for tomorrow. And then let's finish making the rest of our goodies. I think I wanna make another soup. We just finished off the tomato soup. That was the best tomato soup ever. I just wanna keep cooking, keep moving in the kitchen. So can't decide if I wanna like stop though and make burgers for dinner right now, like do like a lettuce wrap burger. I think I kinda wanna do that. I think we will do that actually. Let's make like an In-N-Out copycat style burger. I think that we should just do that. What do you say? I have the best secret sauce ever from my Well cookbook. Let's make that really quick. That is our In-N-Out copycat. I don't have any tomatoes because I ran out, but look how phenomenal this looks. Yummy, gorgeous slaw in our In-N-Out burger. Yum, yum, yum. Bo's chilling over there without a shirt on, so I'm gonna do our taste test tonight for dinner. It is so good. Look at this. The back of it is just, it's the caramelized onions. It really is. I don't wanna say it's better than In-N-Out. It's just too good. This dairy-free corn chowder is the epitome of comfort food, and I'm so excited to continue to make this through the end of summer. So I just removed the corn from the cob, and then I chopped up my onion and garlic, and then in a soup pot, I crisped up some bacon, and then I set that aside. And then what you want to do is leave about like 2 teaspoons of the bacon fat in the pan, and then add the diced onion and let that kind of, get soft, and then throw in your garlic. I actually used butter, but you definitely don't have to do that. You can make this completely dairy-free by using coconut oil. So I threw in just a little bit of the butter, and then I added in just a little bit of flour. I just did some gluten-free flour, and then I added in my cubed sweet potato, the corn kernels. I added in, always swap out vegetable stock for bone broth. Threw in the water, bay leaf, thyme, salt, pepper, let it simmer for about a half an hour, and then you just remove the corn cobs. I whipped up my little parfait in the meantime. That was so good. Thought we'd do a little taste test of our apple parfait. This is actually called gut TLC pudding, and this is like so nourishing for the gut. It smells so good. Topped with a little cocoa june, that little fermented coconut yogurt. Mixed everything together. Oh my gosh, this looks insane. So we're gonna try it out. Oh my gosh, it's literally even better than I thought. I almost feel like this is perfect because it's not yet fall. So it's still summer, and this is like cold and refreshing, but it's got that apple spice flavor. This is incredible. This is our gut TLC pudding from the Well recipe guide. This is phenomenal. My mom used to make pudding like when we'd go, oh, look at that texture. It's perfect. It's so perfect. This reminds me of the pudding texture. Let's see if you can see. I don't know, my mom would make pudding and it was like this exact texture. It's almost like a mousse. I feel like maybe this is more mousse. This is so good, and gelatin is phenomenal for the gut. If you have kids, this is a great way for them to eat gelatin. So good. Make them a little pudding. We have our final recipe, our corn chowder, cooking in the background. I'm so excited to try that. Got so much fresh corn at the farm. That concludes our little cooking, baking extravaganza. This is literally one of the best desserts I've ever made. Let's do a final taste test of our corn chowder, of our last recipe. Oh my gosh. This is like exactly what I wanted, was make a bunch of cozy recipes. And it smells amazing. And I did a little bit of the dairy-free sour cream from BioLife, so this is what I wanted. Just a bunch of warm, comforting, delicious food. Mission accomplished. I hope you enjoy these recipes. I will leave a link to the cookbooks, all the recipes in the description box. I love you so much. I just hope that you get to enjoy the rest of summer. Don't worry, we're still in summer, but I hope that this can even bring you some yummy, warm comfort, no matter what season it is, because honestly, I could eat fall food year round, but this definitely got me excited for the upcoming season, and I just can't wait to spend the rest of this season and into the next with you. So very excited. I can feel fall in the air. Like Bo and I were saying, even on our walks, like you can just start to feel it. Even in California, like we can just feel it. The sky, the wind, it just starts to remind you that it's on its way. So celebrating a little early, but I love you so much. I will leave a link also to Triarmra, triarmra.com/Cambria. Get 15% off. Making healthy cells completely transformed my health and my hormonal health, and I have the labs and all the things to prove it. So it's just amazing what truly just shifting my focus to making healthy cells did for my health, and the answer that I truly was searching for so many years. Just make healthy cells. So I love you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.